What's going on, everybody? Sparks Comics here for another Sparks Notes comic review. This one for Scouts Honor number 3 from Aftershock Comics. Get into that in just a moment, but first, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and drop a comment below and let me know what you thought of Scouts Honor number 3. Welcome back, everybody. Let's start talking about Scouts Honor number 3. We've talked about issue number 1 and issue number 2. So let's get into this one. This is by Aftershock Comics, written by David Pepose, with art by Luca Casalanguida, colors by Milla, and letters by Carlos Mangual. We are getting into the trial of the Eagle, and we see Kit and Dez going head-to-head into these trials. Because of what happened in the last issue, they are not really getting along too well right now, and Dez is taking a lot of it personal and thinking that Kit is trying to overshadow Dez and make him look bad in front of his dad, when Kit really is just trying to do it to find out the secrets of the Scouts, and if the information she found out from her trip out into the land is true, and if the information on Weeblo is correct, and so that's her whole motivation for it. She's not trying to show up Dez, but that's how it's coming across to him. And so they fight off some suicide hornets. That's the trial number 1. We have a queen hornet there, and they have to try to essentially, clear out the whole hive of them. The second trial, they're climbing up a hill, a mountain. What was it that they said here? The Steel Mountain. Yeah. So they are tasked with carrying supply crates to the summit, symbolizing our burden of survival. Only those who climb the Steel Mountain by sundown shall move on to the third trial. And so when somebody else gets injured, Kit decides to carry that person instead of her stuff, and still ends up counting because that is her burden of survival. The last trial gets a little bit more psychological, and so we get to learn a lot about Kit in that. And so once we get to that point, and the two remaining people, of course, then are Kit and Dez, and they have to go head to head. I'm not going to spoil what happens in that fight, how dirty it gets, what happens after that point, but we get some more twists and turns, and the ending of issue 3 is so good. I didn't see this as an end result. I saw maybe something similar happening, but I did not expect that we'd get this end result to occur, and so I like what they did with this. David Pepose is putting together such a good story here with his team. I love that I can look at this and say, this reminds me of some elements from Scouting, but this then is in this post-apocalyptic world based off of the Scouting manual, and it's a little bit of a twisted take on some of that, with seemingly maybe some corruption up at the top, which maybe isn't too far off from present day Scouting, but it is a very good story. I'm definitely, I've hit issue 3 and I'm still on board with this story. I love where it's going. I think Kit's story is a very interesting story that I'm not seeing this type of thing happening in other comics, and so I appreciate the story from that regard. The art is really cool, at times a little gritty when it needs to be, which I am enjoying that style there. So I think for me, the story and the art, both 8 out of 10. Solid stories. And so overall, I'm going to give issue number 3 of Scout's Honor an 8 out of 10. Recommend, if you haven't read issues number 1 or 2, go pick them up and read this one as well. Or if you're, for some reason, if you're not a single issue collector, when the trade comes out later this year, highly recommend you pick this up. So yeah, great story. Another solid issue. Go ahead and check it out. As always, everybody, remember to collect what you love. I'll see you next time.